Hey guys, I'm going to summarize everything about the leaks from the summer update. Might be boring cause there isn't much pictures to show. First of all, hunts, so the pursuit is back. It's an old version of how the old hunting ground used to be, where we need to track or is the behemoth instead of them showing up in the map copied from Monster Hunter BTW. In pursuits, only one specific type of behemoth spawns. You will need to do some main quest to level up the behemoth tier Lesser Amberman Bloodfire Amberman. When you are doing pursuits, side quests may pop out which gives you quest rewards or power-ups to help with your pursuits. Here are some examples below. Next we will talk about hunting grounds. It will be kept during the summer updates with pursuits coming back. So there will be after-charge versions of hunting grounds which requires a higher level weapon to deal with them. For example, in Blazeworks it is recommended to have a level 20 weapon, but in the after-charge version of Blazeworks the weapon recommendation will be at least level 50. Next one is island events, so they decided to revamp the island event and make it to something else. They are called public events now and they are tied to real-life clocks, which spawns one event per hour. Here are some details of how the new public event will work. You guys can just pause and read it cause it's gonna be so long. So legend hunts will also be introduced in the update. The behemoths are just the same as the bracket in the right, and yeah, will they do any new attacks? We don't know. Here are some examples. I'm just going to show a few to save time. Now let's move on to weapons. So yeah, apparently they are going to be more focused on exotic weapons, and here are all the weapon names that are leaked. I didn't get enough info about the weapon elements, so I'm just not going to talk about it. And yes, lantern is getting removed. Below are the details. Dual weapon will also be introduced in the update. You can neither equip to same type of weapon or two different types of weapon. For example, sword and sword or sword and axe. When fighting you can switch to another weapon with combos, but what will happen, so I will only talk about it briefly because everything is not confirmed yet. And yeah, what is this BS out there creativity of creating new combos for each weapon's NGL? If it is the weapon switching combo I can understand, but the whole combo it just make no sense. Moving on to weapons, no more cell slots in weapons, but instead they are replaced with this. So weapon level are capped at 60 instead of 20. Each weapon has their own level. I mean, for example, our level is capped at LVL 20 in sword, but in the new update, if my Emberman sword is level 60, but I did not play Boreas sword at all, then my Boreas sword will be level 1 because I never level it up. A material called Aetheryte is introduced which helps to level up weapon. I got no pick of it. Completing Gauntlet, Trials, Escalations and Island event will award the players with Aetheryte. Patrol chests and treasures may also contain Aetheryte. So here are the examples of new stuffs for weapons. Overall, we can only pick 3 talents for each weapons and they expect us to self-identify as the weapon name main instead of a weapon main. Here is an example of the talents. Just take a look, but things might change. Last thing about weapon is both of the weapon you equip can gain XP when you kill a behemoth. Moving on to armor. They will have level 1 to level 20 now, and yeah, you just get more perks and resistance the more you level up your weapon. Here is the difference between level 1 and level 20. Nothing much to talk about for armor. For cells, armor and leg pieces can fit into cells, while head and gloves have one. All cell slots can equip all types of cells. I still don't quite get what the second one means. We getting +1 cells, but they are separated into low tier and high tier cells probably. I will explain the third one in the next picture. Basically what it meant is if the threshold is 3 then you need a total of +3 cells to activate the effect. Exceeding the number could be a waste cause you will still gain the same effect and having a lower number doesn't activate the effect. And yeah, we getting pet before bow. Just take a look, not really important here. Well, apparently most of the players doesn't understand about most of our current buffs, so the dev decided to babify everything to make things easier. Current scaling but might change in the future. Basically behemoth attacks can nerf us, that's all, and max stacks for each buff we don't know. And yeah, this is the example of old and new description for each cells. So yeah, I think this thing helps to encourage more interaction between players, doesn't really matters anyways. Next one is world map, which is divided into 6 regions, and bottom left is an example of the map. So yeah, this is another guild activity other than Gauntlet. I don't think skill matters here, but just which guild have more free members to grind this. You remember Gruck Gruck and those dumb spitters? Well, the devs decided to add more of their kind to OS. Just a brief description about how the future loadout works. And yeah, good news for the new and returning players because there will be tutorials to help you pick up where you left off. Another brief description again. Well, this is the new behemoth that will be coming out. And yeah, we are having a shotgun before bow release. Well, that is all. Now I'm going to yap about my concern about the updates. First thing should be everyone's concern, which is lag. Despite being a 10 gigabits game, the optimization is really bad. Even my GTA V 100 gigabits run smoother than this game. After this release it might lag even more. Second thing is how cell works. For example, +6 pulse of 5th hit crits. So pulse 15% crit DMG remains the same while the 5th hit crits gets removed. So far I have not seen any explanation about it yet. That's all for now. Last leak here, which also makes no sense, but well, it won't benefit the clickbait Tempest players anyways, as Tempest doesn't work on broken parts.